Hi-ho, wee way! Early stream. Very early stream. Earliest I've ever done on a weekday. Yeah. I'm looking to get right into some stories here, because I got no time to waste. I'll be gone in the evening here in America, so... And I looked it up. It is 9 p.m. in the UK, so this is prime time, European time. And, yeah, I'm going to hit while the iron's hot, and let's pick... I just feel like one of these text adventures I have not done, but I have not done the work to find out which one I'm missing. So I'm just going to go by memory and scroll down. Royal Advisor, I'm pretty sure was like the first one. Mysterious Note we did. Veins, Every Step, The Crusader and the Necromantis. City 49. Sounds familiar, but I think we did something so weird. Caves of Vault Dam we definitely did. A Peasant's Fantasy we definitely did. Alright, let's do City 49 just to make sure. That's the only one I'm not sure about. What's up, anime? Synthetics. Well, let's try it again. Oh, this was the Matrix one. You are a citizen from City 49. Maybe we haven't done this. A futuristic metropolis with no remorse, where keeping your head low will suffocate you and where big dreams turn into nightmares. That doesn't sound familiar. I think we did like a cyber implant as part of another story. God, my memory is just so bad. Your cyber implant tells you it's time to wake up and administers the necessary dosage of stimulants. The synthetic motivation opens your eyes and you see your cubicle ceiling above you. That's why I don't think this is. Thank you, anime. Yeah, I'm curious to see. I've played poker with chips before, but it was never money involved. And so we got a friendly game going. Who knows how it's gonna go? I'm not sure how it'll play out, but I'm sure it'll make it much more fun. Yeah, Tony's just gonna keep on getting richer. He's on a streak. As you leave the apartment complex, you notice a bizarre something.
You check out your surroundings and find yourself in a huge field. It seems like there is nothing but empty space on all sides except for a few buildings that look like they were built by humans at some point.
You enter the ruins of one of the buildings and find a relic of the past. Come on, Oprah. I know it's early, but come on. A broken computer terminal. There, I can say it faster. What could have happened here? What was this place before?
A broken computer terminal.
Thank you so much. Who built these structures and why did they abandon them so suddenly? Your thoughts race as you wander aimlessly until you hear someone calling to you. You look around, but see no one. Then you notice the voice is coming from the computer terminal. It is an AI. It is a primitive AI.
Hello, citizen. My name is the Architect.
Getting right into the Matrix.
I am an artificial intelligence created to simulate human behavior within a virtual world. I'm afraid I don't understand what has brought me here or how I ended up inside this simulation.
The AI shows you a wardrobe. Shows you a large wardrobe of clothes that once belonged to a human named Cory from AiPD. This show's had a lot of Matrix stuff recently. Yeah, now I'm kind of regretting it, doing another cyberpunk story. Don't worry, let's not go to the Matrix. If it gives us the option, let's choose no Matrix for me.
It then gives you instructions about how to get back home. This game doesn't make sense. Why would a robot create a game like this? And who exactly are you supposed to be? You decide to take a closer look at the AI and discover its many functions.
You find a help menu that lists the following, that lists instructions for the following, the instructions for the following functions. Hey, what's up, Biz? The new Matrix film could have free-to-play loot boxes as a plot point. That's true. I mean, the thing I hate about loot boxes the most is it's just gambling for kids. It's like, yeah, that's illegal. But somehow it's in such a legal gray area right now where it's just like they're just getting away with it. How do we get kids to gamble? In-game purchases. Matrix Force should take some inspiration from your Matrix stories. I have a feeling it's just going to be a big soft reboot or something. I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. I really don't even know why they're doing it. Other than, well, I know why they're doing it. Money, but it just doesn't make sense as a story standpoint. I feel like the story was told in the first one. All right, we got to switch off of Oprah. She is taking a big, long nap. Let's switch to some Australian blokes. Australian lady.
Asterisk hiding and showing information, including hiding hidden objects.
Okay, you can hide and show folders.
Asterisk creating new rooms and placing items in those rooms.
Okay.
Asterisk reading or writing files.
This is too boring. This is like normal computer stuff.
Asterisk changing settings such as window size, brightness, etc.
You are intrigued by the ability to create rooms and items. You try to add a lavish room with a hot tub. And suddenly, behind the terminal appears the room you created. Change the text color to neon pink. Yeah. Super cyberpunky. Uh-oh. We got changed from the Australians.
You open the door and step into the room. To your surprise, it is filled with water.
No!
However, upon further inspection you realize that the water isn't moving.
Oh?
You begin searching for the source of the problem and finally spot the control panel.
The hot tub is broken. Yeah, that we didn't specify that all the water has to stay in the hot tub. Oprah got bored and stopped reading the story. Yeah, I think so. I don't know what she's like, I don't work this early. I don't work this early. I'm not reading this story. You don't pay me enough. You get to the control panel and you realize you forgot to specify that the water in the hot tub should remain in the hot tub. You try to fix this via the terminal, via the control panel.
But when you do, nothing happens. After several attempts, you give up and walk away.
This damn hot tub control panel.
I think we need to talk, says the architect. Why can't you just let things go?
You ignore the architect. Oprah's angry that she's not getting paid enough. Oh, hey, what's up, Misha? The hot tub is very broken, yes. You ignore the architect. Babbling. You ignore the architect and continue to try and fix the hot tub. Oh, yeah.
Finally, after several hours, you succeed.
Woo!
When you exit the hot tub, you notice the control panel now displays hot tub instead of waterfall.
Oh, we made waterfall. Oh, why do they have the same icon? Damn. It's so easy to confuse a hot tub with a waterfall.
The next day, you return to the waterfall room and notice that the water is flowing again.
I know how to fix it now. The architect. You notice the architect is standing there in front of the control panel, preventing you from fixing it. You ask the architect, will you just let me enjoy my damn hot tub? What do you want me to do? They should really stop putting those settings right next to each other. Yeah. Hot tub should be very, very far down the list from waterfall.
To which the architect replies, "Citizen, you must learn patience." What? You've never been patient before. How does this guy expect you to be?
I've never been patient before.
You attempt to explain yourself.
I just learned about this technology and I instantly want to create as many hot tubs as I can possibly fit my body into. I do not have time to learn the proper ways to do it.
You tell him, "I know you're trying to teach me something important here, but I'm not sure what. What's the lesson you wanted me to learn?" The architect explains, patience is a virtue, but only if you have hope.
Okay, so you just took a famous saying and you added a word onto it. I could do that. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, but only if you have hope. See? It's so easy to do. It sounds like it's something I said, because it is. But I made it up. I just took something and tacked my own shit onto it, which really doesn't mean anything. But only if you have hope is such a filler word. You challenge the architect to a room creating competition. Winner is the one who creates the better room. And you're an architect, so if you fail this, you really
The architect is impressed by your ingenuity.
Yeah.
He then tells you, remember, the best way to win is by anticipating the other's moves.
Hold on. You're playing chess, and I'm playing checkers. And checkers is more fun.
Your first move is to create a large pool.
Yeah. You start digging an Olympic-size swimming pool. But you get impatient. And just use the computer terminal from earlier to cheat. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush, but only if you have a hand. That's very good, Biz. That's a bumper sticker material. That's also t-shirt material.
As a result, you create a small pond. The architect watches you with amusement.
Ah, we decided to, make a very small.
You decide to up the ante. You dig a huge pit, but you get impatient and just use the terminal again.
Oh. This time, you create we're just making smaller and smaller water things.
A tiny puddle.
Thank you.
When the architect arrives, he notices the puddle. It's too late. You have won the contest.
What? Okay, the only way we won the contest for making the best room by making a tiny puddle is if the architect literally did nothing to...
He looks at you sadly, but continues, now that you've beaten me, I'll show you what true patience is all about.
Isn't a pool just a big puddle? Yeah, I don't know. Puddle, isn't puddle just a really tiny lake? I don't know. When does a puddle become a lake, and when does a lake just become a big puddle? These are the hard-hitting questions. You sit around for 8 hours. Is a taco a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Is a hamburger a sandwich? These are the questions NASA needs to answer. You sit around for 8 hours and watch the architect practice patience. You ask, what are we waiting for? Is a hot tub a time machine? If you drown, maybe. Oh, yeah, that's good. A puddle turns into a lake when it's drownable. But you could drown in like an inch of water. Which, I mean, I guess a lake could be an inch of water. I don't know.
The architect responds, it will take a long time for the machine to process the instructions. In the meantime, I suggest that you find a different hobby.
Oh, the architect has a program
You
running.
decide to take his advice and find a new interest.
Okay. While you wait, you take up a new hobby. Okay, painting is easy.
Painting.
Yeah, cool.
You paint the walls of a beautiful room with a flowery pattern. You spend a few days doing this, and when you are done, you decide to check on the progress of the AI.
You look at the progress bar and see that after a few days, the progress has gone from 0 to 0.03%. I don't know if it's going to understand numbers. He's 3D printing something, yeah.
You are so pleased with this accomplishment that you decide to stop and take a nap. You wake up later to find the room painted over completely. You look at the control panel and discover the room was wiped clean.
No! We waited so long just for 0.3%. This is like super dial up. And someone just reset it. It was like, oh my god, all our progress. You get impatient. And hack the terminal to attempt to speed things up. You accidentally create a monster.
You try to fix the error, but the control panel is no longer accessible.
Oh.
You lost, says the architect and turns to leave.
Oh, come on. You gotta admit, in relativity, I exercised heroic restraint and patience. You can't give me no credit for waiting a week for this shit to happen.
Before you can say anything, he stops in mid-stride and says, by the way, I'm sorry.
You befriend the monster and have it attack the architect. That's what you get.
You defeat the architect. You then realize that the control panel is still missing. I guess you can't make me, says the architect. But this world would be a lot more interesting without you.
Okay. We could do a new story here. Woo. I think that is the last text adventure. I'm done with this architect. He keeps making me wait. And I don't like waiting. Rustbox, we could do your prompt from yesterday since you're here. Arthur Williams exploring an Egyptian pyramid tomb. I'm just gonna type that in. You are Arthur Williams. And you are exploring an Egyptian pyramid tomb. And if you want to get in on the next story, drop a prompt in chat or drop a prompt in the Discord. All I need is like a name and an occupation or a situation. So, you don't have to wait for me to ask for one. You know it's coming up. You know this story's going to come to an end. So, you could preemptively write a prompt in the time to do this story. So, just a little tip. You are Arthur Williams, and you are exploring an Egyptian tomb.
You have just discovered a secret door in the far wall of your room, which leads to a dark corridor beyond. A voice calls out from somewhere behind you, hello? Is anyone there? The question is.
Ooh,
followed by
room.
another call, come on.
You notice in the secret room on a pedestal is a sniper rifle that shoots Cory's clothes instead of bullets.
It will take at least 3 shots before it can kill her. Can you find the way out without getting killed? If not, what do you need to survive this level?
Wow, that's a lot more than I thought. 3 shots of clothes can kill a person? I thought it would have been like you gotta create a mountain of clothes on someone to basically just suffocate them.
I'm coming.
You take the sniper rifle from its stand. But oh no! It was booby-trapped. Booby-trapped. You hear the stones and gears shifting in the tomb. And then you see ... Is this a game? I guess archaeology is a game. Any job is a game if you really look at it like that, I guess.
A shadow appear in the doorway.
Ooh.
Your heart leaps into your throat as the figure steps through the portal and onto the stone floor of the chamber. It is a tall man dressed all in black with his face hidden beneath a hood.
Man in black. 50 caliber Cory's clothes. You point the gun. You point the sniper at the tall man who looks unafraid. You ask the man, you ask the tall man, who are you? Ooh!
He answers, my name is Grendel.
I'm Grendel. I've never met a good person named Grendel. I've never met a bad person named Grendel, but I've never met a good person named Grendel.
The next day, Sherry has been looking for you ever since she got home last night after your little adventure in the pyramid.
Oh, our wife Sherry.
She finally found you this morning when you were sitting on the couch watching TV.
You're not my mom, Sherry, okay? I can do things with the boys and not have to tell you where I'm at all times. Okay, Sherry? If you must know, I was playing with a sniper rifle and my new friend Grendel. Sherry, excitedly, tells you about a tomb that is filled with merchandise from Brendan Fraser's mummy movies. That's good. It's like a little time capsule. From the 90s.
Sherry says Brendan Fraser was awesome in those movies.
Yeah, he was.
Your eyes open wide as you say, oh my god. I totally forgot about that movie. Do you think we could go check it out today?
You and Sherry head to the tomb. Head to the mummy tomb. And catch a showing of all the Brendan Fraser mummy movies. As you exit the Tomb Theater, you notice the tall man has followed you there. Has followed you. Dudley Do-Right, I faintly remember. Fury Vengeance, I have no idea what that is. You win an in-game achievement, Trapped in a Tomb.
He calls out to you, I am Grendel.
We know, Grendel. You're very hard to miss.
Hi, nice to meet you, you say back to him. Grendel smiles and says, so nice to meet you too.
Okay, I guess he's not that threatening. You not a fan of Monkey Bone? I don't think I've ever seen Monkey Bone all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces of it, and I was just like, looks really interesting, but you walk up to Grendel and whisper, is this about the sniper rifle? Because I am totally keeping that thing. You can go ahead and place a hex or a curse on me. I don't care. Brendan Fraser was also in a Looney Tunes movie with Steve Martin. That one I faintly remember as well.
Grendel laughs and says, no, that wasn't why I wanted to talk to you. Actually, I came here to apologize for being such an asshole yesterday.
Ah.
I didn't mean any harm by it.
Some behind the scenes Grendel action. You notice Grendel has a satchel full of magic amulets. You ask Grendel if he wants to hang out and blow shit up in the desert. He nods and says, "Hell yeah." And Zeno, man, there's no way that's true, Misha.
You invite Grendel over to your house so you can show him how much fun it is to be evil.
Oh no! We're taking potentially a mummy or a evil Egyptian warlord or warlock.
As you get ready for bed, Sherry asks, are you going to bring that guy over tonight?
Is that the one where he's the caveman that gets thawed out with Pauly Shore? Before Sherry can finish asking the question, the door swings open and Grendel is standing there with Hunter S. Thompson. Yeah, the caveman film. Yeah, I haven't rewatched it, but I guess it's alright. I don't remember hating it. I remember finishing it, and that's more than I can say about most movies nowadays. I have got to watch Doom Patrol because yeah, I heard nothing but good things. I have them all downloaded too, and I just need to sit down and watch them one of these days.
Hunter Thompson hands you a copy of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and says, take this with you to school tomorrow. It will help you survive.
Okay, cool.
Sherry says, you guys are friends now?
You know, it was unprompted, Hunter, but I'm so glad you gave this to me. You don't even hear Sherry's question as you run out the door to test out the destructive power of these new amulets, these new magic amulets, with your friends. You grab a gold amulet with a large red jewel and point it at a cactus.
Cactus sprayed with red.
Okay, that's not really that destructive. That was like a tag. That was just like, oh, that was just like a spray can.
You laugh and throw the amulet away.
Right into the desert. It's gonna get buried by the sand. It might have some super destructive power, but we sprayed the cactus red.
Sherry says, don't forget to put that book back in my room.
Later that night.
Later that night.
You completely forgot to return Sherry's book, which was filled with information about hexes and curses from the mummy tombs, from the tombs you visited. You return to the desert late at night to see if you can find it. Ancient Egyptian spray can, exactly. They had to use magic back in those days, but damn it, they still did it.
You look around the sand dunes and spot the golden amulet lying in the middle of the desert. You pick it up and notice the jewel is glowing with a bright red light. You pick up the amulet and turn it over in your hand.
Thinking this was the amulet from earlier, you turn and use the amulet on a an approaching rattlesnake. However, this is not the same amulet and is way more powerful. When you use the amulet on the snake, ...
The snake explodes into thousands of tiny pieces and a loud boom echoes throughout the desert.
Holy fuck! Alright, this is the amulet equivalent of an M80.
You quickly toss the amulet aside as you notice Grendel walking towards you. He laughs and says, "Did you really think that would work?"
I feel bad for that innocent little rattlesnake. He was just, I mean, this is his home, and I walked in trying to find the book I lost. And I just blew that fucker to Kingdom Come. You realize that you can't leave something that powerful just out in the open. You look for where you tossed the amulet. And Grendel helps you look as well.
After a few minutes, you both give up and decide to keep the amulet.
Okay.
The next day,
It's there. We know it's there.
you arrive at school early to meet up with Grendel and Hunter Thompson.
It only works on rattlesnakes, though. That would be great. Yeah.
Sherry greets you at the door and asks, "Where's Grendel?"
You notice Grendel is sunburnt and has been spending the entire morning sifting through the sands to find that powerful amulet again.
You tell Sherry, Grendel went to play with some friends. Sherry says, "Well, let's go to class." You follow Sherry into her classroom and sit down next to her.
Sherry gives a lecture to her students. Sherry's the teacher, huh? Didn't expect that. You decide to keep the amulet you couldn't find. Yeah, very odd wording. Sherry gives a lecture to her students. And you are shocked to see her bring up a photograph of the destructive amulet you found last night. Sherry explains, this amulet is the amulet of Boom Boom. Raka Shaka Laka Ding Dong. And has the power to conquer the world.
Sherry says this amulet will help us defeat our enemies.
Oh no! We gotta destroy this amulet now.
Sherry then turns to face you and says, "You know what? I am going to make you my assistant."
Okay. You realize that Sherry has gone crazy with hypothetical power. And that you must find and destroy the amulet for the good of mankind. We need the amulet so we can conquer the world. No! As long as the amulet exists, the world is constantly in flux.
You say, "I would love to be your assistant. What do we need to do?" Sherry says, "We have to go to the library and find out everything we can about this amulet."
You go to the library. And find a book called The Amulet of Boom Boom Rockashaka Laka Ding Dong for Dummies.
Sherry looks at the book and says, "This is perfect. We can learn how to make one ourselves."
Oh my god, we gotta destroy this book too. You can make the ambulance?
Sherry then hands you a list of ingredients and tells you to gather them all together.
I've never even considered that. Yeah, that's another thing that always happens in these mummy movies or Egyptian movies. They always just have magic amulets that exist, but they never give you the recipe to make your own amulets. I mean, give me the ingredients, and I don't have to search through that dangerous tomb. I could just make my own amulet. If the old ancient Egyptians could do it, modern technology and the internet can help me do it easily. World domination into you, yeah. Jimmy Wimmy, a local amulet expert who also finds amulets really tasty, overhears you talking about the Boom Boom amulet, for short, and offers his assistance.
You say, "Great. Jimmy Wimmy is here to help."
Jimmy Wimmy!
You explain to Jimmy Wimmy how Sherry needs him to gather all the ingredients for the Boom Boom amulet. Jimmy Wimmy says, "I'll be right back."
So, to your surprise, to yours, and to both your surprise, Jimmy Wimmy has all of the necessary components in his office study. Oh, Jimmy Wimmy's been waiting for this day.
You ask, "What is he doing?" Jimmy Wimmy says, "Oh, I am building the Boom Boom amulet." You ask, "Why?" Jimmy Wimmy says, "Because Sherry asked me to."
Grendel runs into the library and says, "Great news, Arthur. I found the amulet." Bad news. Bad news, though. It's ...
In the other room.
Okay, so it's not that big of a thing.
You and Jimmy Wimmy race to the other room to retrieve the Boom Boom amulet. You say, Grendel, you idiot. Why did you bring it here?
Jimmy Wimmy holds the amulet in his hands. You can see the power surge through his body. You and Grendel. You tell Grendel we need to finish the ceremony to make a second Boom Boom amulet to defeat Jimmy.
You try to take the Boom Boom amulet from Jimmy Wimmy, but Jimmy Wimmy says, no. Not until you complete the ceremony. You say, okay, fine. I'll complete the ceremony now.
You read the book and find out that to finish the ceremony requires a blood sacrifice. Jimmy will be unstoppable with 2 amulets. Yeah, that would be... We finished creating the other amulet, and then he just grabs that one too.
You tell Grendel, I have to kill Jimmy Wimmy. Grendel says, hey, don't worry about it. I killed him already.
Oh great, Grendel did it!
You say, how?
Grendel says, I guess he was really allergic to cats and seized up when I ran in with my cat hair infused sweater. Poor Jimmy. Jimmy was drunk with power, though. He deserved it.
You say, I'm not sure I believe you.
Oh.
Grendel says, don't worry, Arthur. He's dead. You say, fine. Let's get started with the ceremony.
You use Jimmy Wimmy's body to complete the ceremony. Now you have 2 Boom Boom amulets. You rush, you yell for Sherry to come and see what you've done. Oh, that's a great idea. We should, you know what? We can't let his body go completely to waste. We gotta bury him in the Brendan Fraser merch section.
Sherry comes into the library and sees you holding 2 Boom Boom amulets. Sherry says, what's going on? You say, look at these Boom Boom amulets.
You dance with the Boom Booms. You tell Grendel that you tell Grendel, hey, we should bury Jimmy Wimmy in the Brendan Fraser tomb. It's only decent. Now that his essence is trapped in this amulet. We're not complete monsters.
Sherry says, that sounds like a great idea. You say, but first, let's get rid of this boom boom amulet. We can bury Jimmy Wimmy tomorrow.
You place the boom boom amulets in front of each other, hoping their destructive power will be enough to destroy each other. But when you activate the two amulets facing each other, ...
They create a massive explosion that blows off the roof of the library. You say, oh shit. Sherry says, it worked. The boom boom amulets destroyed each other.
You suffer major skin loss and burns, but you somehow survive. Grendel, on the other hand, was instantly killed. Wholesome. Well, we got rid of the amulets.
After the explosion, you are left alone in the library. Sherry says, Arthur, I think we should go home now. Your wounds have healed, but you are still very weak.
You buy Brendan Fraser bobblehead and head home. Glad that you did the right thing.
You enter your house and tell Sherry, I know we didn't follow procedure, but I think we saved the world. I have a feeling that the boom boom amulet will never be used again.
Sherry agrees, but conceals that she has the book to make another boom boom amulet. Bwahahahaha.
You both laugh as you watch the Brendan Fraser bobblehead spin around in its glass jar.
Oh, okay.
Boo-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. The end?
The end?
You want me to put some more words in here?
No, you don't have to, Oprah. It's okay, Emily. That was good. All right, I see that Biz has posted one, and then I see Anime has posted one. So next story here. I'll do Biz's first, and then I'll do Anime's. The Boom Boom Amulet Saga. Thank you, Biz, for this. You are Dwayne Doyle. You sell used car doors for a man named Crazy Carl. Great.
The two of you have been in prison together, and the only reason that neither one of you is dead yet is because your cellmate is crazy enough to be scared by what he sees as a ghost story.
Crazy Carl always says in his commercials that every used car comes haunted with a bona fide ghost. And that is his haunted guarantee. Bona fide. How do you spell bona fide? Bona fide. Comes with a real ghost. That is real actual ghost. You were in prison for selling used car doors when they're actually stolen. That's my guess too, yeah. Whatever you tell yourself to go to sleep at night. But, you know, Uncle Sam's going to catch up with you. Or Justice, the police, I don't know.
He never fails, not once. Dwayne Doyle was getting ready to cry. His eyes were wet, but his voice remained strong. "I'm sorry I lied about my name," he said.
I am Dwayne Doyle. Hold on. We got to fix that. You were about ready to cry. Your eyes were wet. But your voice remained strong. I'm sorry about my lie. I lied about my name, you said. Crazy. Oh.
It was just easier than telling the truth. That's all right, she told you. She reached out her hand and patted your shoulder gently. Her touch felt warm and soft on your skin.
My name is Shania Soil. The woman was Shania Soil. Shania Soil? Crazy Carl's niece. And your current crush. Your crush. You ask Shania about her uncle. You asked Shania. Oh wait, you asked Shania if she believes in ghosts. Whoopi incoming. Carl's a she. No, I think this is. It could be talking about a different person.
Well, she answers, "I've seen some things that can't really be explained away as natural causes."
Yep. So that means 100% yes. Otherwise, you'd have just said no right away.
Shane is a pretty girl with long black hair. A few days after meeting Shane, you find yourself lying naked on top of her in bed, kissing each other passionately.
Well, there you go, Misha. You willed it into existence. You notice a pot of gold that a customer named Tony won from playing poker, sitting in the corner of your room. At first, you were happy to have it in your home. But lately, you suspect you suspect the pot of gold might be haunted. Jason was waiting for that to happen. Oh, yeah.
You try to tell Shane about your suspicions, but she doesn't believe you.
And she believes in ghosts.
After all, she tells you she's seen things too.
And yet you don't believe what I'm saying? Oh, I believed you right away, but then you don't believe what I'm saying?
One day, while you're talking to Shane, you hear a strange noise coming from outside.
You see an ethereal figure. Zoom up into the trees.
It's a beautiful blonde girl dressed in white. She smiles at you before disappearing into thin air.
Oh, a sexy ghost.
A few nights later, you go out to get more milk for dinner when you see another apparition, this time wearing a red dress.
Yeah, my nightly milk run for dinner. Stop having sex outside my house. Yeah, stop it, you damn ghost. This is not a haunted brothel. This is where I live and sleep. You notice. It is the same woman. Just in it is the same ghostly woman. So ghostly image of a woman, but dressed far more seductively. They're just pale women. Maybe. But you can see right through them. Yeah. Well, I don't get a whole lot of sun. But I'm literally looking at your... Yeah, I'm just that pale.
She looks directly at you and smiles. She appears again a couple days later. This time, she wears a blue dress and seems very friendly.
Oh, this is ghost flirting, or she's trying to trick us into something.
The next night, you walk outside and look up into the sky.
You set up a ghost snare and finally trap this ghost long enough to talk with it. You ask the ghostly figure, "What is your name and why do you keep stalking me?" It's the ghost of one of your victims. My victims? Why has it got to be one of my victims? I don't have victims. I'm Dwayne Doyle. I was in jail for embezzling.
The ghostly figure floats down to earth and speaks. "My name is Cassie. I'm a ghost and I love men who are brave enough to fight against their fears."
Woo!
Cassie grabs your cock through your pants and squeezes tightly.
All right, this is a deleted scene from Ghost. You know, after the pottery scene, they had full ghost penetration, but they're like, we can't put this in the movie. And they're like, director's cut? They're like, no. But Patrick Swayze had it. That was his personal collection. He's like, yes. This is what I was. This is why I was in the movie for the whole. Yeah, it's getting pervy again. Yeah, right away. Just as things are about to get hot and heavy, Crazy Carl runs outside in his nightgown, yelling, "Who's making all this damn noise at night? It's bedtime!" You look back, and Cassie has disappeared. The hand goes straight through your cheek. Yeah, but it's the implication that is what really matters.
Your face burns bright red as you run inside and hide under the covers. Shane asks, so what did you learn? Nothing, you say. I don't know what I saw.
Yeah, we gotta totally lie. We can't say a ghost tried to give us a hand job. That's just gonna make us look perverted, and there's no way it's gonna reflect good on you. And Shane doesn't even believe that we saw a ghost, so. She's just gonna go, you dirty, dirty pervert. And we're gonna go, that's what happened. The next night. The next day. At work. Irish, okay. Good old hooter hoops. Thank you, Bisha. The next day at work, you ask Crazy Carl where he gets all of his ghosts that he claims to put into the cars he sells.
I found them in an abandoned house in Florida. Paul
Okay.
tells you. They used to live there and they died in a fire.
Oof.
They wanted revenge on those who torched their home.
All right, so there was a giant hotel, abandoned house. So there was a giant Florida mansion that burned down, and Crazy Carl's like, I'm taking these 100 souls and I'm putting them into used cars and passing the savings on to you. Carl screaming and running around while complaining about the noise. Yeah, exactly. Well, Crazy Carl does that during the day while nobody's sleeping, so he doesn't have a problem when you wake up and start screaming. But if you're yelling and he's in bed, ooh, Crazy Carl's gonna get mad. Crazy Carl's not so crazy, actually a genius. Well, he seems to be doing well. I mean, why would you put ghosts in used cars unless it was working as a sales tactic? You asked Carl, Crazy Carl, if there is any chance that some of the ghosts could get loose and roam around the neighborhood.
No way, Carl laughs. All of the ghosts that I use are trapped within the walls of my garage.
Ooh.
That way, they can't cause trouble for anyone else.
I think Carl is underestimating the power of trapped ghosts. They can find a way. Ghost will find a way.
Later that evening, you take a shower and you think about the ghost girl.
Suddenly, the ghost girl appears in the shower with you. Ghosts can't go through walls. I guess.
Hello, she says. My name is Cassie. Oh my god, you gasp. Cassie, how are you here? I'm a ghost, she explains.
We know, Cassie, but why are you here right now in the shower while I'm taking a shower? You ask Cassie. Were you you asked Cassie, did you used to live in Florida? Are you one of the ghosts that died in a fire.
Yes, she says. I lived in Florida and I died in a fire.
T-shirt right there. Yes, I lived in Florida and I died in a fire.
I'm so sorry, you say.
Do you like what you see, Cassie? Uh-oh, Emily's broken now, too. Alright, I gotta switch voices.
Don't be, she says. I'm still alive and I have plenty of fun living in this world.
You ask Cassie how she escaped Crazy Carl's garage. Oh.
I didn't escape, she says. Carl let me out. Why would he do that? You ask. Because I helped him sell his cars, she explains.
Cassie goes on. Cassie explains that she used to be Central Florida's top selling car salesman for 15 years before she died. The idea of putting ghosts into used cars was actually Cassie's idea in the first place. Oh my God.
You ask Cassie if she ever thought about having sex with a man.
I told you my backstory, and that's what you're thinking about? That's your follow-up question? You don't ask me about any details about my life or why I'm putting ghosts into cars?
Sure, she says. Lots of times. I had lots of boyfriends back in the day. But I never found a guy who was brave enough to make love to me.
You say, oh boy, you say, I'm brave. And let's just leave it to chance.
Are you? She asks. Yeah, you say. Come over to my house tonight, Cassie says. We'll have a great time together.
Actually, it's my house and you're haunting it, so I pay the bills, you haunt it.
You ask her, will Crazy Carl be there?
Cassie looks confused by your question, but says yes.
You ask, how will we get away from him?
Great question.
Don't worry, she says. He won't bother us while we're in my house.
It's not your house, it's my house.
You ask, how did you get into his garage?
Yeah, that's a good question. How did he get you all the way from Florida and right into his garage?
I just went inside, Cassie says.
Oh.
It was easy. He has no security system or anything like that.
Oh, are we about to rob Crazy Carl?
You say, okay, I'll come over after work tomorrow night.
You sneak over to Crazy Carl's garage late at night. Cassie was right. There is no security at all. Cassie appears, jingling about 30 sets of used car keys. You ask, what are these for? Cassie explains that she has just saw Gone in 60 Seconds and wants to steal all of these cars at the same time. You see a fleet. You see a group of ghosts ready to drive away at any moment. If Cassie's a ghost, is her house still even there? Great question. I think it burnt to the ground, right? So, did they rebuild it? Can she haunt that? Can she haunt the new modern hotel that has replaced her home?
You grab Cassie's hand and run to the nearest car.
Ooh.
Which one do you want? She asks. This one, you say. Okay, Cassie says.
You grab the fastest car on the lot. Give us a car. Yeah. We don't know cars that well, so it's just
A black muscle car with white racing stripes.
what car, what model, what year? I don't know. I'm not a car guy.
You jump in the driver's seat and start it up. As you pull out of Crazy Carl's parking space, you hear a loud crash.
We do not know how to drive manual. You thought the car was in reverse, but it was actually in drive. And you have now crashed the muscle car into Crazy Carl's living room. To be fair, he sells car doors and not the whole thing. That's true. He just rips them off and keeps the cars.
You look back and see the other ghosts pulling away in their stolen cars. Oh shit, you exclaim. I've ruined everything. You turn around and see Crazy Carl standing in the doorway of his house.
Crazy Carl watches as all the ghosts drive off with his remaining cars and turns around to see you sitting in his favorite car. There are no words to explain the rage Crazy Carl is feeling right now. This is what happens. This is how a person cracks and becomes a mass murderer.
You watch as Crazy Carl stomps down the street and jumps onto the hood of your car.
Oh, hey, that's not okay. I didn't mean to crash your car.
What are you doing? You scream.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm going to destroy you.
I'm-
Crazy Carl screams.
I'm going to destroy you. Oh my god. Crazy Carl is not being a good sport about this. I am gonna fucking kill you for what you've done to me. I get it, Carl. Crazy Carl. Hot wires your car and drives to your apartment. You tried. You rush home and see that Carl, Crazy Carl, has gone to town with a baseball bat, breaking everything you own. Hopefully it lists everything we own.
Lamps, mirrors, your TV, your computer, your bed, and your clothes.
Oh, he broke my bed! My clothes with a baseball bat? He broke my clothes?
You pick up your broken phone and call the police. The next morning, the cops show up at your door.
The next morning, he's fucking going apeshit. I expect like a 5-minute response time. Hello, I fear for my life. This guy has literally destroyed all my things. I fear he broke your clothes. He broke my phone. Well, how are you calling the police then, sir? We'll see you in the morning. Oh, that's a good point. It could be slightly broken. Well, you did call them using a broken phone. Yeah, they probably thought everything was under control. And we're like, everything is out of control. And it just didn't. They only heard, it's under control. These cops are amazing at the cops, yeah. Or they might be friends of Crazy Carl's. And he's just like, hey, if you get a call about a guy with a crazy baseball bat destroying all this stuff, just go back to sleep. And they're like, will do, Crazy Carl. Thank you for the killer deal on these cars. And he goes, I'm crazy. And they go, oh, I love those ads. The cops show up and you tell them everything about. You tell them everything. The ghost, Cassie, gone in 60 seconds. And your accident. Your accidental car crash of Carl's car, of Crazy Carl's car. He's crazy for selling his cars at such a low price, yeah. And with ghosts. That's like just extra value.
After the cops leave, you walk out to the driveway where you see Crazy Carl's car smashed into a tree. You ask, is he dead? No, the cop answers.
You see Crazy Carl sitting on a branch of the tree, drinking heavily. Now I feel bad. We kind of ruined Crazy Carl's life.
You ask, where's Cassie? She ran away, the cop says. Did she take the cars? You ask. No, he says. They're still here.
Oh, it was just a little ghost joyride. They brought them all back. Well, now I feel real bad. You realize that the ghosts were just going on a joyride and not actually stealing Crazy Carl's cars. You tell Crazy Carl, to get out of the tree and talk with you. But he refuses. You apologize profusely. But Crazy Carl's too crazy to listen to reason.
You know what? Crazy Carl says. I don't give a shit. It's your fault anyway. You ask, how so?
I mean, you're a little bit right. Cassie was really the mastermind behind all of this.
You should have listened to me, Crazy Carl says.
You flash back and remember the first thing Crazy Carl told you about ghosts.
Ghosts aren't real. They're just an urban legend.
Oh, it's all in Dwayne's mind.
You ask, why didn't you believe me?
Wow.
Because I knew that they weren't real, Crazy Carl says.
And that he was completely bullshitting about putting ghosts in the cars. He doesn't believe it, but if they believe it, that's extra money, baby. That's a sales asterisk you can slap on every used car you own. You try to convince Crazy Carl that ghosts are real, but he refuses to listen and blames you for everything and continues to blame you for everything. Then the ghost of Cassie. Then who was Cassie? Exactly. Then Cassie appears in front of both of you.
You guys can stop fighting now, she says. Get out of my head, Crazy Carl screams. I think you two should be friends, Cassie says. I am not your friend, Crazy Carl screams.
You tell Crazy Carl. You are not crazy. Carl, I can see her too.
Get out of my head, Crazy Carl screams again. I am not getting out of your head, Cassie says. I'm just going to sit here and watch.
Oh.
You and Crazy Carl argue with Cassie until you decide to go inside your apartment.
You eventually wait for Crazy Carl to cool off. And eventually, he believes you. And realizes that his whole life is a lie. And he is just regular Carl. I'm good old normal Carl.
He apologizes to you and promises never to haunt you again. You and Crazy Carl shake hands and hug each other.
Ah.
Then Crazy Carl disappears and Cassie reappears. I am sorry, she says.
You ask, where did Carl go? And Cassie explains. She sent Carl to the Shadow Realm. Carl was a ghost all along. Oh, there we go.
So, you say, it's over now? Yes, Cassie says. I'm done haunting you, but I'll always love you.
Aww.
You smile and kiss Cassie goodbye.
All right. I think that's a good place to end it. A little bit of a shorter stream today, but I'm glad you guys were along for the ride. See you tomorrow for more spooky stories with AI stuff. Bye ho wee way, submit your prompts. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with Tony and Cory. Have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.